Accessibility at Iowa.
Hi everyone, it's Juniper. I've been finishing up a presentation in Microsoft PowerPoint. I kept accessibility in mind while I worked on the slide deck, but I want to check it for potential accessibility issues before I share it with my audience. For this, I'll use the Accessibility Assistant in Microsoft PowerPoint. Accessibility Assistant helps me to find and fix accessibility issues. It provides explanations for each issue, suggestions for fixing the issue, and learning tips for a deeper understanding. To use the Accessibility Assistant, I open the Review tab in PowerPoint and find the Check Accessibility menu in the Review Ribbons Accessibility group. I select Check Accessibility, and the results of the accessibility check are displayed in the Accessibility Assistant. PowerPoint also opens an Accessibility tab, where I can quickly find other tools to support accessibility. For this slide deck, I'll start at the top of Accessibility Assistant and work my way through each issue in order, but you can address issues in any order at any time. The first potential issue in Accessibility Assistant is hard-to-read text contrast. Accessibility Assistant doesn't indicate an actual issue here, but there's clearly a contrast failure in my first slide. It's a reminder that automated tools don't always get it exactly right. I'm going to address this anyway, and I'll remember to check my slides with a different tool before I share with my audience. The next issue is missing alt text. Accessibility Assistant shows 3 instances that need attention. The first image is visually striking, but its importance here is as a word mark, so I add only the text to the alt field in Accessibility Checker. The next image calls for a simple description, which I add in the Accessibility Assistant alt text field. The last image is a data chart. Since a full description of this chart would be too complex for standard alt text, I use the alt text to direct the user to a table on the next slide where they can read the data. When I'm done, this issue is cleared from the accessibility check. Next up, I have an issue with missing audio or video subtitles. I wouldn't normally embed digital media into a PowerPoint presentation, but since it's here, it needs to be captioned. I've prepared a caption file for this video. It's a standard SRT file you can make in any captioning tool or get from a vendor. Following Accessibility Assistant's prompt, I browse to the caption file and attach it to the video. I can view a few seconds of the captions to make sure it's working, and this issue is cleared from the accessibility check. The next 2 issues refer to the table I used previously as an alternative source to data represented in a chart. The first issue, missing table header, is a simple fix. Accessibility Assistant suggests I use the first row as a header row to add descriptive context to the data cells in each column. I can set the header row directly in Accessibility Assistant. This clears the issue from the accessibility check, but I also need to set the first column as headers to describe the cells in their respective rows. For that, I open the Table Design tab and check the first column checkbox. Now the header cells in the first column each provide a description of the cells in their row. The other table issue concerns the use of merged cells. Merged and split cells in a table can make it harder for keyboard-only and screen reader users to make sense of a table. Accessibility Assistant suggests I consider other ways to present the information in the merged cells in the bottom row. Since the same information is in the title of the slide, I'll just delete this row entirely. I select the row, open the Table Layout tab, find the Delete menu, and delete the row. When I'm done, this issue is cleared from the accessibility check. The rest of the active Accessibility Assistant issues involve document structure, including slide and section titles. Slide and section titles improve navigation and orientation, so I need to be sure that all slide and section titles have unique descriptive labels. I need to add a descriptive title to my chart slide. Even though the chart has a title in this case, it's best practice to provide titles with slides to ensure the slide announces itself, even if the chart or image does not. I also adjust titles on a pair of slides to avoid duplication and indicate that one is a continuation of the other. Next, I set some useful section names. Like document headings, section names make it easier for everyone to find the specific content they're looking for. I add a more descriptive title to the presentation's first section, and then adjust duplicate section names to accurately convey the content of each section. Accessibility Assistant guides me through each step, and when I'm done, 4 issues are cleared from the accessibility chat. The last active issue concerns the reading order of 2 of my slides. From Accessibility Assistant, I can open the reading pane, where I can rearrange the objects in the slide to reflect the slide's intended reading order. The title goes to the top, and then I can drag or arrow objects in their placeholders into the desired reading order. When I've reordered the objects in the slide, I tab through them, arrow through the reading pane, or check the slide with a screen reader to confirm the correct reading order. The second slide has only 2 elements and just needs the title moved to the first position. When I'm done, all of the active document structure issues are cleared from the accessibility check. Finally, while it's not a concern in this presentation, I need to be aware of the potential for issues in the document access section. Certain security settings can present barriers to assistive technologies, so I remind myself that I'll need to be cautious if I need to apply security settings like passwords or other access restrictions to a future workbook. Even though I've cleared all the issues in Accessibility Assistant, there still is a little more to do. I've performed a couple of important manual checks, like visually scanning my alt text to make sure it's valid, making sure my hyperlinks work right, and taking care of that hard-to-read contrast issue. Now I can save and share this presentation with my audience, confident that it's more accessible and usable for everyone.